Because our lives are meant to flow. Go with the flow. You remember the 60s? Go with the flow? Well, there's something to that. Waves go with the flow. If the currents don't go with the flow, you have some disruption, right? Go with the flow. Well, how do you do that, Reverend Lacy? When you have my life, when you have my situation, how do you do that? How do you do that when you got this happening in your life, this challenge and that challenge? How many of you have had challenges in your life one time or the other? Yeah. Sometimes they're so big they just take over your life, don't they? Have you ever had them where you can't sleep, you close your eyes and they're still there, and you wake up and they're still there? It's almost like a hallucinogenic experience. I never had one of those, probably some of you. If any of you, how many of you had? How many of you? I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding. That's Tim. He's raising his hand. Did you raise your hand, Tim? Reverend Tim. But no, he didn't. But I've been told that when you have a hallucinogenic experience, what happened is that you're having this experience and it's there, and you want to remove it, especially if it's not a good experience. And it's there when your eyes are open, and so you try to close your eyes to get away, and it's still there, just as vibrant as it was when your eyes was open. So that's what happened with these programs that we have when it comes to resistance. It's there all the time. It's there when we sleep. When we go to bed, we dream. That's what we dream about. Have you ever had them so big like that? And you think, I never can get out of this. It must be forever. What we've done is we have slipped into what metaphysicians call duality. We believe there's something else besides God. We believe that there's another power. We believe, like some fundamentalist teaching, that there's an opposition to God. That there's God opposing this and this opposing God. But that's not true. God, the one power, the oneness of who we are, never opposes. It sits there waiting for us to come true, as in voice celestial. Come home. It calls us the prodigal son, the prodigal daughter. Come back home to this oneness. Don't go out there. Don't resist. You don't have to resist. The power lies within. There's a word that I like. It's equanimity. Equanimity. I think that's a beautiful word. And in that word, it tells us how to deal with these blocks, with these programs that we build up, with these paradigms that seems to drive us, seems to have all the power. And they work to try to make us forget that we build those programs. If we didn't build those programs, we accepted those programs. And those programs have been with us since time immemorial. Some of them that we have taken on. But what is unique about us is, each one of us, is that we can release those programs. Anything that doesn't work for us, we can release them by what? Changing our mind. Changing our thinking. Reverend Arlene Bump used to say, change your stinking thinking. It doesn't matter what it is. You change it. You say, well, how can you change it when the wolves are right on my heels? How can you do that? That's a big question. That's a big question for all the thinkers. Even Jesus the Christ was faced with this question when it came time for him to move on to a higher expression. When he was on the cross, he said, "Oh God, why have thou forsaken me?" In that moment. In the Garden of Gethsemane, before he was, the day before the crucifixion, he was praying, went up and he prayed. He said, if it's in thy will to remove this cup, remove it. He's talking to his Father, the Father within. Remove this cup, but not my will. He understood quickly. As it came, he understood quickly. Not my will, thy will be done. He realized there's a power within him. There was a power within him that knew how to remove the heavy cup that he was carrying. That heavy block that he was carrying, he knew that. He called to the Father. He said, the Father, the divine spirit that's in me is also within you. Now, if there's a cup you're carrying, you can do that. We do it through treatment. We do it in this teaching, we do it through treatment. Spiritual mind treatment, through affirmative prayer. We go through and we remove anything that's unlike the purity and joy that we are. Christine so beautifully stated it this morning in saying that it is done now, it's done in the present. So one of the things that we want to do is be in the present. I tell you right now, evil cannot exist in the present. It cannot exist in the present. The only place that evil can exist is in the past or in the future. When we started thinking about things that have been doing, that we have done, or may have done, the things that happened to us, or we begin thinking about things that could happen to us. But in the present, there is no evil, there's just life. The song says, in the silence, in the present, God speaks to me. God speaks to me in the present. In all of his beauty, God speaks to me in the present. Right here, right now. You said that when you spoke. Right here, right now. You hear saying that right here, right now, that there is only one mind. That mind is God's mind. That mind is my mind, our mind, right now. Right here, right now. And we can always come to the now. We can live in one moment, can't we? We can live and right here, right now. I'm okay right here, right now. How do we know that we are resisting? We're not resisting evil. There's a feeling about us. There's a feeling about living in the present. There's a feeling of ease. There's a feeling of love, of joy, of beauty. The shade is not on the light. The light is clear. There's a clarity about us in the now. Bless you. Bless you right where you are. In the now. Bless you. Yes. There's a presence in the now. You understand the now fully. How many have lived in the present? Yeah, about 50% of you, about 75% of you. You lived in the present. You know how good you feel in the presence? Have you ever been totally in the presence? Well, life is just an ongoing unfoldment of the present. Paul talked about when he was talking about the Christ within us. He said, Jesus Christ yesterday, today, and tomorrow, all the time. It's all right in the now. Speaking in Revelation, John, the Revelator, called it, he said, I am the Alpha and I am the Omega. I'm the beginning and I am the ending. And guess what? If the I am he's talking about. When you hear I am, he's talking about all of us. The I am. He was taking his perspective on the I am. I'm taking my perspective on the I am. We speak the I am right now. I am here and I am full. Now, how do we deal with this thing that we call evil? That we said is not real, that's just an appearance. We said that it's